So here's the one that's already finished, and the upper half of the pistol was done in antique gold, and then the lower half, the darker sections of gold were done in European gold, and then the shinier sections on the bottom half were done with gold leaf. And I'm going to start out with this one with the top half using antique gold. Antique gold. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it better. Hopefully I can keep it in view. So you just put a little bit on the palette. I have a paper towel handy in case I need to wipe my finger off. And I'll start with the barrel. Now this particular surface has a little bit of texture on it, so it doesn't come out as smooth as it does on a less texturized surface. This part of the barrel, however, is smooth and doesn't have any texture, so it goes on better in this section. I think that's good enough for this side. Oh, no, there's a little bit there. A little dark spot here that could be filled in. Now, the way I got into this little itty bitty groove here was just by applying more pressure, so my finger would deform and fill into that gap to get it with rub and buff. Alright. So the lower half of the pistol, I'm going to be using European gold, which is a darker gold, to use as sort of a base coat. And this doesn't go on as smooth as the others, so it takes a little bit more work to use. I'm going to be applying it as a base coat through all of this, into these corners, onto the back, and on the finger guard, or the trigger guard, excuse me, and all of these background pieces. I'm going to really press it in there to get it into these grooves between all the details. And to do that, I just have to press much harder than I usually do to make sure that it goes down into those grooves. It doesn't matter if I get it on anything else right now, because I'm going to be putting another color over the top anyway. I'm going to try to blend this color of gold into the edge of the other one. Now you can see that I can't really get into these corners on the ink with my finger. So I'm gonna, after I finish coating the rest here, I'm going to use a brush to just get a little bit into those corners. And now I'm going to get a small brush so I can get into these corners. And this is where having the Master's brush cleaner. This stuff can save a dead brush that's years old. It's basically just a fancy soap. Make sure that you get enough soap in the brush. And that'll get all of that gunk out of your brush. So now that I've got that base color down, I can go with a brighter gold color over the top of it. So now we're using Rub and Buff Gold Leaf, which is probably the brightest of the gold colors they make for Rub and Buff. First I'm going to do this little piece here. I'm going to get some of this gold flake or gold leaf on here, but I'm only going to use a little bit of it to go over the corners that might get worn to make it look like the darker gold has worn down from use. Now I'm going to let this all dry overnight. Then tomorrow I'll do a short video about clear coating. Oh, and I'll finish the back side. And then that'll be that.